Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot freaking believe this, but this is our series review, non-spoiler review of Disney Plus's Daredevil Born Again. We never truly thought that this was going to come back, especially in the way that it did. We've had a lot of rumblings. They were going to cancel it. They weren't going to do it. They've revitalized it. They reshot stuff. But at the end of the day, what I know what you guys want to know, was it worth it? Was 8 years an investment in time? Was there a good transition from season 3 to what we got here? That is the label. And I'm going to bring several different amazing critics and talents in to talk about it right now in our non-spoiler review.
You seen your real
Here we go, guys. Gentlemen, what do we think?
In comparison to what could have been, whew, oh my god! I'm a happy camper thus far. We'll get into it later in more details, but yeah, welcome back, Matt. Welcome back, everybody.
And I mean, to be honest with you, I'll be the first one to say, like, up until what, like a year ago, Disney in any capacity was never trying to touch anything rated R or MA rating, right? I think we got the Werewolf by Night that was kind of MA rating, but it was still black and white. Like, it was no blood, really. I think Echo came out and we were like, oh, well, maybe. But then when, Deadpool Wolverine came out, I was like, they may go down this road. But I personally did not think they would hit the same exact benchmarks as far as violence and even scope from a mature standpoint with the show like this. So, I mean, I credit to them actually giving them the chance, but I'm actually proud that they went the route that they did. But let's go ahead and get into it, man. Like, what was you guys' overall thoughts on it? I'll let Bizzy go first. Bizzy, what did you think about it?
So, God, I was so excited for this to return. So, of course, now that we're finally here, it's been fantastic. I think we are treated with a bunch of different emotions throughout, these episodes, and I feel like it's just reminiscent to what we felt with the OG, and we were screaming, we were tearing up. There was just a lot of different moments that just it was special. It was special. So I'm glad we're back, and I don't know, man. I'm just happy we're here.
Yep. Whoever's next, thoughts? Where are we at?
I'll just say, I didn't know this day would ever come. I was, I used to pray for times like this, rhymes like this, and I just want to say, like, this is one of those moments, like, where a prayer has been answered,
wow.
and they
Oh
delivered.
my God!
And as with prayer,
Jesus,
when you. And also Daredevil's also, he's a believer.
I mean,
too.
true. That's
like,
true. That's actually that's
like when you pray, sometimes they, it can provide an oversupply exceedingly and abundantly. Amen.
Wow.
But I'll just say this is seamlessly improved even from the Netflix series for the first 3 seasons, and I can say just like the quality of Marvel television, if this keep this momentum, the future is bright. In terms of how they're going to do this type of style of how they shoot this show and everything. But the writing. Yes.
Wow.
We're back.
Dang, coming in hot and spicy. All right. My goodness.
Jarrell, what's your hot take? Well, you know what? Before we even get down that road, how many of us legit were huge fans of the Netflix series? I mean, I was. I just want to make sure, because some people kind of were like, I've never seen Daredevil. Like, one of our people had never seen the Daredevil series at all and started today. Or was it 3 days ago? And he was like, man, I don't have no time. I'm just going to watch this. I really wanted him to be in it because that's Jorge. I'm sorry, Jorge. Also fans, I'm so sorry.
Why would you expose it like that? My
I wanted him
goodness.
to be here because I think it would have been something special. If whatever his opinion is, and not having anything to go on, would tell a lot about the merits of this. And that's why I really wanted him to be here, but he's going to be here later for his spoiler.
And we did that. We got to experience that with the ones
With
who live
Keaton.
when we got to review the ones who live.
Yeah,
We had
true.
people who love The Walking Dead, but then people who just went into the show without having any knowledge. So to be able to have a show that is able to introduce a whole new fan base, specifically the MCU fan base who weren't there for the Netflix stuff, it's going to be interesting to see how people kind of feed off of that. Because me personally, I think that they did a really good job kind of like getting people who of course, knowing a little bit about things is cool, but at the same time, I think they give you enough where you understand the impact of certain things.
Yeah,
That
I
makes
think
sense.
it would have been really good to add to this conversation.
For sure, 100%.
Even when he was like, I don't know who this person is at the table, but they look menacing. And then we got to the end of the second episode, he was like, crap, what's going on? So yeah, but now go ahead, Sherelle. Sorry to take your highlight. What was your thoughts on it?
So first off, no spoilers. I believe we're not doing spoilers.
Nope.
But I've only seen the first 3 episodes, just to put that out there, because he said series. But oh Lord, well, let me back up. I love the first 3 seasons of the Netflix series. Absolutely loved it. I mean, this is from memory. It's been way too many years now, but I think the first season I gave an 8 or a 9. I can't remember at this point. Season 2, I think was a 9, and season 3 was a 10. I think. Well, no, season 3 definitely was a 10.
You gave season 1 a 9 and season 2 a 10. Season 2 actually 8. I remembered.
Sure, and but I love the seasons. Just want to make that clear. But with the first 3 for Born Again, you guys are so giving, my goodness. But I'm not angry, and I didn't think they were bad. I'll just stop there. I'll just stop there.
See, this show's so good. He's licking his fingers.
That's
delicious.
No, I'm ready. We're gonna keep this real short, you guys. This is really low level, high level.
True.
The biggest thing that we were concerned about, for me, was this have the essence of the original series?
Yes.
We knew the actors are capable. That's never been a doubt. We knew for a fact that, and I'll say this because one of the biggest positives I can say from this first original series to this one, I said this while we were watching them, this is the first time I feel like they're actually in New York. And I don't know if it's the budget, but there are certain, I've been in New York. I've walked around New York. There's certain things and landmarks, and you're just walking around New York, and even the way that the atmosphere, there are certain moments of interaction with even the people of New York that are interacting with us that we've never really had from the rest of the series. It was almost like you got a vigilante and you got a person that is trying to hell bent on doing something they want to do. And this is the first time it kind of feels like it's an open world. And I think that's a huge positive. That's something I never got before. And I didn't even anticipate we were going to get that. I just wanted the viciousness. I wanted a good story. And I wanted to make sure the actors were still there. And I got all those things, but I got a little bit more as well. But I want you guys to give me your perspective. What are the things, how and why did this land for you? Because we can talk about like the violence. The violence is there. It's brutal. This is freaking brutal.
Nothing is watered down. No.
Not
that part I very confidently agree with. It's definitely violent, or at least when the violence arrives, it is brutal. That part is very, very.
Has an impact. No pun intended, but yeah.
But go ahead. What are some of the things for you guys that makes this land? Why does this actually work?
You know, I would like to chime in first. Well, I guess since I went last time, but I mean, because like I'm a particularly grouchy MCU fan. So one thing that they've gotten right is that it does remind you of the greater days for sure. Like there is a sense of like oh wow, like I miss this atmosphere, or I missed some of these characters. It does a great job at that for sure. And like it literally made me want to just go back and rewatch the first 3 seasons. So I'll say that much.
Yeah. Anybody else?
For me, I think I told this to Jarrell. I forgot who I told it to, but to me, the best compliment I can give it thus far is that the first 3 seasons of Daredevil feels like the Road Warrior, Mad Max 2. And this has the potential to be Fury Road, where it's like you're revisiting this same wasteland, you're revisiting the same New York that you're familiar with, but yet you just got new lens to it. You're exploring more space of it, and yet the stakes are there. The the spirit of the struggle between justice and injustice is still intact. And again, I knew stuff more or less might would look different in perspective, but as long as the spirit and the characters were there, that was more most important to me. Um, at this point, when you flash the red on Matt Murdock if he's walking down the street, I get giddy, and I'm like, okay, they know what the implications of that shot means or stuff like that. And so the fact that even after all this time, Matt still cares about Hell's Kitchen and he cares about New York, and I like that wasn't left behind and whatnot. That like he's still trying to fight the good fight, and now is more I point frank about his perspective on stuff, which we might get into later on. But it was just, yeah, it felt the same and yet felt different and potentially fresh.
Yeah, no, for sure. Mike or Busy?
Well, I would just say with one thing that I like about with this show is that for people that the original first 3 seasons of this show, Netflix was still in the vein of bingeable content, right? Where you saw all the episodes in one, a day or two setting, and you just dissected everything.
Oh, it was an
But
art
here,
form. We all were in it. Everybody.
right? We all were in
How
it.
far are you at?
But
You episode 7?
exactly, right. And then I just remember that was an era in just as Marvel fandom, right? Which you reminds you of the glory days, obviously pre-Endgame. But at this here now, years later, we're thinking now we're in this new form of televised content. You're thinking, okay, is there enough meat for even a single episode weekly where I'm invested to go on to the next week? And I can tell you, this show does that far even better than I think what the original 3 seasons did in terms of the pacing. That even when there's not even a lot of action scenes going on, you have to remind what the show, the strength was, the characters, the writing, the dialogue, right? Even then, this is the character who is a lawyer. The law, the politics that's in this show, even as during this time right now, how politically divisive we are, there's a lot of things in this show that is not in a way where people up on paper like, here we go, politics in a Marvel show or film, whatever. But like, no, it's even into the comics, and it's like it actually, yes, there might be metaphors what's going on, but it's intellectually satisfying to just watch it play out, right? So regardless of whatever side, you can see truth in this show as they're going through like the politics in this thing about, hey, I can't make this move because of who's the mayor, or I can't make this move because what of this my image, or I made a promise, or I stand on this code, right? And everybody in all areas of this show, in terms of the characters, are challenged in a way where they're bound by their principles, and to a point where they have to be in compromising situations like, am I going to cross this line or or not? And that's so fascinating. To a point like who these characters are, and they take them onto another level with a point like we never left, right? So that's where I just kind of like that. Even to the point, if you just jump in onto the show, even the first few episodes, you are invested, reminding, especially the main two, Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio. They did a phenomenal job in terms of just reminding you, like, hey, we're back, and they are the foundation of this show. And that has not been lost. If anything, I think it's turned on to another level with this show.
Yeah, before I even get it over to Busy to give his closing thoughts, I just wanted to kind of add something that you hit the nail on the head. Like, this is very vastly different because before, when we used to kind of binge through it, we go. Like the first episode, for context, like 58 minutes long. It feels like a whole movie. That's the first episode. But the way everybody's going to watch it is 2. So it's going to feel like the first 2 episodes are going to feel like a whole movie for you guys. It's a different atmosphere. But the weird thing is, when I remember the first season, it was a slow burn. We were progressively getting to who Matt is supposed to be, right? This is about Born Again. So you would think it'd be the same thing, but this starts off and it just keeps building to the point where we might have an episode where we're in a courtroom and we're on pins and needles because we don't know where this is going to go. And I think the way that they write this and the way they pace it lays mention to it, so that by the time you're done with each episode, yes, it's fulfilling. Yes, it lives on kind of a cliffhanger, but there are moments and pockets that make this like, okay, we can watch this on a weekly basis. That was a great question, Mike, because I didn't even think about the fact that we binge through these. We don't now we're gonna have to watch this on a weekly basis. Like, it's gonna be very different. That might be something that's hard digestible than what we used to doing. So I think that was a really great point to add in there. I just wanted to add it in. But yeah, Bizzy, what was your closing thoughts of why you feel like this worked? And then we'll kind of close up.
I mean, it really reminded me of the OG stuff, but at the same time, I really liked what they were continuing to doing. What they were continuing to do gave that like court drama vibe at times. You know, they just did. I mean, everything. I feel like everything was done correctly. I mean, I was impressed with what we got. I mean, I'm not gonna be too picky over here, but I feel like as for a show that had a lot to live up to because of the fact that it had a previous, IP, or was, the Netflix show, for an example, they had a lot of expectations, but it's like I'm impressed because I feel like they met a majority of them, and I'm really excited to hear what everyone else has to say about that, because it's just going to be I'm sure we'll get some complaining, but at the end of the day, this is one of the best openers I feel like we've gotten with a Marvel show. So yeah, it's gonna be good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually a really good point, because out of all the Disney Plus Marvel shows, live action, not animated, is this at the top?
Thus far, yeah.
We
Because
still got room to go.
I mean, the shows, the
of
Disney
the
Plus
live
shows?
action Marvel Disney Plus.
I
shows.
mean, this isn't saying much, but yes, it is absolutely at the top.
Wow.
It's absolutely at the top, but that's not
can I-
saying much.
Can I reiterate what you said, Sam, to people who might miss it? Folks, I want to say this again. The first episode is about an hour long. You know how long people be like, come on, man, enough with the 30-minute stuff. Like, give us more stuff to dive deep into. And y'all are getting 2 episodes that premiere. So hold on to your butts.
Yeah, I mean, what we're gonna do, guys, because we're gonna be giving you guys more in-depth reviews, like for each individual episode in a spoiler capacity, and I think that'll give us a little bit more leeway to talk about things we like, didn't like. We're gonna kind of close up right here because we're gonna be running a little bit longer than I thought we were supposed to. We get everybody opportunity to give their closing thoughts and rating A to F at the current point. And again, we have not seen all the episodes. It's gonna get crazy. It's 9 episodes total. Most of us, majority, have only seen 2 to 3 episodes. That's it. So this review is just assessment on based on those. Okay, Ronin, closing thoughts and rating A to F. Oh
My God.
I think it's a solid A with the Billy Club. That's how I feel about it. This man, something I don't think we even touched on, the Newton Brothers, the music, y'all. Between that, the intro, I am really impressed, happy, and almost at peace with, like, okay, they got the rhythm and the vibes we wanted. And much like Mike was saying, that like it doesn't shy away that like we're dealing with huge implications in New York between the law, justice, and the politics of it. And it's not shying away from that, which is the foundation of what Marvel Comics was willing to do back in the 60s up until the modern era. And I appreciate that. And yeah, to see, just to hear it's enough to say New York needs to be protected again and whatnot. Like, that is moi. So yeah, kudos to the cast and crew, the showrunners, and anybody who was willing to give us this. I appreciate this as a fan.
Thank you, Mike. Closing thoughts and rating. A to F.
Yeah, closing thoughts again. We're back, and I feel if I said this in our reaction, if Marvel pays attention in terms of their quality that they are putting in these shows, and it is clear as day when we know which products that they're invested in and which ones that are not. The quality is night and day. So I encourage them to learn from this success and don't be like, oh yeah, we gotta win. No. I won marathon like you did years ago. And that's not asking much when you have this level of quality and more importantly, the talent that you have here. Do not waste this because it's disrespectful to the not only to the actors, but also the IP that you have here. There's talent here. And I feel like give this honestly an A. This is not trying to be hyperbole, jumping the gun or anything. Because again, the bar for Marvel television isn't high. But this one puts it on par, and in terms of in the Penguin conversations, if you know what I mean, level of good. So yeah, I give this an A. I give this A. I won't say A plus because I gotta see the whole season, but A. I'm in for the ride. We're back, baby. We're back.
No, respect. Jarrell, closing thoughts and rating thus far. A to F.
Yeah, so for the first 3 episodes that I've seen, I've only seen that. I'd probably give it probably like a C plus. I'd probably give it. I mean, it's not bad. I do. Your guys' takes are cracking me up. Wonderful though, beautiful, gorgeous. But no, I think it's a C plus. I just think that the original Netflix series, the first 3 seasons, I think those tower over this one so far by like a landslide. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to give specifics, but I just think the originals are so far superior. It's almost like, whoa, my God. But it is good so far. And there are moments that genuinely made me like almost like jump out of my seat. So I shan't say more.
It's fair to say you will continue to watch, though, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
I'm just getting clarification.
This is high above any Disney Plus show, I would say.
Yeah.
Even though the X-Men '97 was really good, though.
Yes, absolutely. Bizzy, closing thoughts and rating.
Sometimes I can be biased. This is one of my favorite characters. Realistically. Do I think the show was good? Oh, fantastic. Do I think there's going to be some things that people might, critique a little bit? Of course. But do I think it's a C plus? Oh, no, not even close. I will give it an A. I think an A minus is where I'm at right now.
My goodness.
Everything that we've gotten has been fantastic.
My goodness.
I don't know. Jorel, I can't wait. I need you to watch more.
I can't wait. I can't. Let me tell you something.
Me personally, I wouldn't say I can't wait for a C minus or C plus.
I don't know. I don't have the complete picture. I don't have the complete picture.
Hold on.
I don't have a complete picture.
All right. We're gonna save this for the individual. Again, you guys, we're gonna be doing individual spoiler discussion. So just hold on. I'm gonna go ahead and give my last final thoughts though. One thing I never said is that Wilson Fisk and Matt Murdock in this series, for the first time, are trying to be very different people. And when you try to be someone that you're not, there are ramifications to those actions. And I think that in the way that they're handling this, how it's paced, the world around it, and the MCU around it, it's going to be a huge explosion that kind of comes from it because they're not being who they're supposed to be. And that bleed over, I think that's why this is so exciting to me. I think it's well acted. There are some moments that Charlie Cox is killing it. Vincent D'Onofrio is doing an amazing job, absolutely. But even with the surrounding cast, like I'm invested. But I think it's because of the way it's written, the way it is paced, the way it is edited. Again, it feels like really New York, and at the same exact time, it feels like it's in the vein and the world of the MCU. There are some things and callbacks you guys are not ready for. Just wait for those little Easter eggs. But for me, this is absolutely an A, undeniably. I think if they keep the route and the trajectory they're supposed to go, this could end up being an A+ for me. I cannot give it like, I can't compare it to the original series just yet because I haven't gotten to it yet. But when we're done, we'll do a ranking of first season, second season, and now I guess you effectively call this the fourth season for a lot of different reasons, which is very exciting. And I'm, like Mike said, this is a blessed time. So I'm happy. I'm happy.
Did you all give it an A? Did you all give it an A?
I think everybody gave it a here.
Okay.
But anywho,
Okay.
that is our final thoughts. That's our non-spoiler review of it. You guys, it is coming out. I can't believe it. Be excited. I don't think that there's anything you got to be worried about at the very least. Like, this is not something you're like, oh man, I need to turn my TV off. Like, no, tune in and look at it for yourself. Absolutely, undeniably.
TV off.
But yeah, we're going to go, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace, people.